All right. Welcome to a new episode of the Headgum Podcast with none other than Marika Brownlee.
Hi.
Also, we have Amir Blumenfeld and Billy Scafuri of the No Joke Podcast and TV writing fame, what have you. Emmy nominated.
What's that?
Emmy nominated.
Who are you talking about?
Billy, I think.
Billy, are you nominated for an Emmy?
You're an Emmy winner.
Oh, Jeffrey, I've won a couple.
You've won two.
I've won a couple, yeah.
A couple or two? More than two?
Yeah. No, I've won two.
Yeah, don't say nominated if you won. Nominated, it's like what you reserve for people who haven't won any. And
he was
two.
nominated, and then he won.
Right.
You're saying it, we're on a Zoom, you're saying it begrudgingly. Your face is saying this is begrudging.
Harry James Bond Potter. That's really good. That's one of the best Bond of the... Sorry,
you didn't
Amir,
have
shut the
to
fuck
add
up.
Bond.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't interrupt
Amir,
me.
You could have just said Bond with a wand.
Amir! That's one of the best Bonds of the week recently, Brad. And the fact that it wasn't even planned is incredible.
Well, it feels sour by that interaction, but
that was really satisfying. Amir! He
It's
sounded
hard
like
not
a
to-
70s dad.
It's hard for my body not to react to that. Like, I know it didn't mean anything, but my fight or flight. You can't tell your brain that meant nothing.
But perhaps the most important part of 2020 and the podcasting industry, Hollywood at large, was me. I mean, what's that?
You?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Because before 2020, and this is what I want Marika to kind of understand, is that I only toyed with the idea of audio.
Of what?
Of audio.
Just audio. You toyed with the idea of audio. What does that even look like? Like one day I'm going to hit record on a device.
Daniel Craig is already in that. Who's your casting pick? And then let's move on.
Shrek.
Her name is Hallie Myers Shire. And I think that's novel.
Okay.
This is such horseshit, the way you guys react to this. And do you want to know why?
Because it's not fair to you, because we're not nice to you, because you think you deserve more.
Because you put in so much work during the week. I've heard that one a bunch too. I spent so much time preparing for this.
I found a quiz.
I found a quiz. The Jeffrey James story. His tombstone will read, he quizzed.
You copy and paste BuzzFeed.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Lucky Dog seems to be playing on the Bone channel.
Let's watch Degrassi.
Let's just watch. Maybe we just watch TV for the next 10 or so.
I'm sorry. Lucky Dog seems to be playing on the Bone channel is the funniest string of words I've ever heard in my life.
So I have kind of a board of advisors that are comprised of people who steer me wrong.
Did they tell you to wear that robe?
Yeah, they said that this would make me look approachable.
Yeah, for anyone who can't see this podcast, imagine the lower half from the neck down of Frosty the Snowman and the head of Jeffrey. Yeah,
You're puffy.
He's wrapped. He's swaddled. He's swaddled.
He's swaddled and hunched.
He's swaddled in a robe.
Everyone gets up at roughly the same speed. It's not like you're now getting up slower because of that. It's almost like
There has to be
the
other
issue is
things
different.
going on.
The issue is different than the speed at which you're getting up.
Yeah, that's usually the thing that tips it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I fainted through one of these.
Alert. It's not enough to just say something in an interesting tone. You have to have substance to what you're saying, and I think that one of us here could really learn from that.
And that is you because you say wisdom every eighth word.
What do we think?
$14.99.
So,
And it rolls off the tongue.
are you in a ponytail? Turn around. I want to see what's going on. Oh my God.
Jesus, that's the worst.
Fun.
That's the worst reveal I've ever seen of someone twisting their head. It looks like you have like that alien from that movie that jumps out of that person's stomach. It looks like it's crawling out of the back of your head.
Really?
This is
That was
fun.
jarring.
This is fun.
Hear how bad he is on
that's
other
cool.
Yeah,
shows.
maybe like armchair expert or something.
Yeah, something that they just listen to.
You look shell-shocked. Is everything okay?
Everybody went into ad conversation, and Jeff is still maintaining this. I just had a crazy attack energy.
This is not what was supposed to happen. We were supposed to fucking make me feel happy. I don't know anyone who watches Better Call Saul. Actually, I know 2 people that watch it.
A lot of people on my Twitter timeline do.
I know 9 people who watch Better Call Saul.
Okay, so that's a lot.
Yeah, it's skyrocketing right now.
2 of them are in the Television Academy. 3 of them are in the Academy.
It's just a long-winded way to tell us that you know people in the academy. It's pretty transparent.
I thought it was veiled.
Yeah, veils are transparent.
Every time Geoff leans back, there's a hook behind his head, and I think he's just gonna nail his head on that thing.
I was wondering how this podcast ends, and that feels vaguely appropriate. Oh, he had a tuxedo, and then he maims himself.
Everyone is more important than you.
All right.
And your attitude is poor.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's all
Love
a
that
company.
octave. Love that
It's
octave.
all a company.
The falsetto.
And you know what?
The falsetto from Geoff. This is what you
A
know.
little whispered falsetto.
You know he means it when he talks like this.
I think I told you this, but my ex-girlfriend was like a huge Harvard sailing team head.
Mm-hmm. That's
I won a
awesome.
lot of
Thank you.
brownie. Sorry, let me fucking finish. I ran a lot of brownie points with her when I told her that I knew you. Now you can go.
I think I was just going to say thank you, but I take it back. I don't feel thankful. You are
Now
rude
you can
sometimes.
go. The worst way to say what's up in a conversation is now you can go. Usually it's just like it's implied when someone stops talking.
Yeah.
You're forcing
Geoff
it.
is like 2 podcasts away from just saying stop talking to people. When it's like, that is around the river bend, folks.
People wanted me to smack you on Twitter. Did you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, because they
Post Will
thought
Smith?
they thought it would happen. 'cause
I'm sure that something will happen in the next 25 minutes that is smack-worthy, and I do give you full permission to fully smack me in the
And
face.
that may be the viral TikTok plus 2,000 view
need.
moment that we need.
It could be like the Andy Kaufman thing where he got smacked on. I think Letterman was
Mhm.
it, and people didn't know if it was real or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Full permission. You don't have to do it.
I don't want to do it.
You might have to.
Okay.
So I don't really know. Geoff's making a confused face, but it's unclear what he's confused about.
Oh,
You're such a
he's-
handsome guy. He can
he's
make some of the ugliest faces
He's starting to pontificate again.
ever see. When he thinks,
Yeah.
it gets ugly.
I do see a Van Leeuwen bag, so the ice cream thing might not be a joke. Did you Postmates Van Leeuwen? It's already pretty expensive, so I can only imagine that's like a $20 to $40 pint of ice cream you had delivered.
My roommate got that delivered. I just had a quart of Breyers.
A quart?
I didn't eat a quart, but I have a quart in the freezer. I had
Just-
like 3 bites.
1:30 p.m. rolls around and you're like, it's time for my Breyers.
So Billy, I'd be remiss if we let this episode go by without giving you the floor in a way with no structure involved. This segment is called Tales from the...
what every guest wants to hear.
This segment is called Tales from the Vault. Why don't you just share your favorite Headgum memory?
Just any old, just a memory, just an old story.
A whisper in the wind, yeah.
Okay. No sort of direction here. You're not really going to kind of guide this. You really want me to kind of just do a lot of the heavy lifting. Like, clever, a good listen. Okay. Okay. Again, I was asked to do this 45 minutes ago.
No, a favorite memory from a Headgum
okay.
live show, a Headgum party, a fantasy draft record, a record of your show, of a show you've guested on, what have you.
Let's go with at the 4th anniversary party at Headgum Studios. I think it was the 3rd, as a matter of fact. We were all having a good time, big party. There was good 50, 60 people there a lifetime ago. And it was dinner time, and the dinner didn't show up. And so the executive branch of Headgum said, let's order 25 pizzas. They seeded out that directive to the people who would get that done. 2 people took that directive and both ordered 25 pizzas. And then there was 50 pizzas in a room of 50 people. And it was one of the most fun sights I've had since moving to Los Angeles.
How many pizzas did you leave with that day?
I ate half and took the other 2.5.
Yeah,
with me. It
I
was-
have a memory of you like walking off with boxes of pizzas.
It felt like gluttonous, but also responsible.
Yeah, someone had to
there
do
was going
it.
to be There was going to be a good 35 boxes there if I didn't take the 2.5.
Yeah.
Did you eat 3 pizzas over the next like few days? Did you have to freeze any? Did you have to throw any away?
No freezing. We took care of business.
Oh, really?
Did you go for the Domino's leftovers or the much superior other pizza leftovers?
I took much superior
Yeah.
for the exact reason you called it much superior.
Yeah.
That one was at least not rude to you.
It was just
innocuous,
asking
that
for
one.
something, but
Yeah.
it just feels weird because like I'm in a tough spot financially in terms of credit card debt, and she has
She makes a lot of money, so
Especially for New Zealand bucks.
Yeah. So you just texted her, I need 50?
couldn't be someone who lives in a further time zone.
Feels like
4 a.m. Nobody else was up.
you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. Like everybody thinks that I'm a prick the way I host this show, but it's really me. It's a Sisyphusian fucking task. Is pushing the boulder up the hill. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Your
right,
behavior.
yeah.
Right. Your behavior didn't make all of your guests start behaving this way. Listen to us on any other podcast, and we are good people with good values, with good conversation.
Claire Slaughter fucking left the company.
House. No.
Just
we
to get
step
away
into
from the
your
show.
house, and you pick subtle fights with us throughout over the
You don't
course of
get the
45
benefit of the
minutes.
doubt.
So you cannot be
Beyond
mad
fucked.
when we are mad.
We went to Dumbo House.
What happened
Yeah.
last episode that made it so successful so that we can try and mimic it again?
It wasn't successful. It was just us like talking about shit and like friends connecting over bullshit that nobody.
All right,
cares
so then
about.
I'll start the conversation. Jeffrey,
we
why are
didn't
you
even start
acting
the
like a
show yet.
crybaby right
Hang
now?
on.
Yeah, you're kind of like. All right.
Now where the show has started. Headgoskers, Goss.
No one sings over the Oscar song.
Have you ever seen someone sing angry? Because I just did. Geoff he didn't move, and he just sang Headgoskers.
I just wanted to get the
Like in musicals.
I wanted to get that pickup, that ADR, because I feel like I didn't do the outro of the song right the first
Right,
go
you can do that
around.
after the podcast.
Yeah, and honestly, like I haven't heard a word you said. I've just been watching your acting choices throughout the process, and I can like register that you're sad. I don't know what for, but
No, but it's not acting. It's like this is real. This is me.
It's
I'm
reacting.
exactly feeling how I am being.
That's
Gotta
funny.
let the rice shine on me.
Okay.
this is flirty. I don't like it.
All right, here we go.
Let the rice shine off. Where does he go?
I was on like Sublet, Submoo, Mover.
Dairy B&B.
Close, but not quite.
Pretty good though, Geoff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A rarely spoken sentence on this podcast.
Ferris, cut that out.
And then your first actual date feels like a second. We've got Walk in the Park. What do you guys got? Hit us with it.
I like walk in the park, and I will just add to that by the end of the walk, you'll maybe both know, kind of to your point, do we want this to keep going?
Yeah.
Do we want to get fries now? Do we want to share a plate of fries or something like that? It doesn't have to be like big meal where suddenly someone's going broke or someone's like clocking how much money's going in and out. But I do like the idea of like a free, simple event, and then we could decide, hey, you want to keep this going a little longer.
Yeah.
And I think day dates. I'll just say day dates.
Really?
They're just so much more. I don't know. To me, nighttime comes with nightlife, comes with hooking up. All that energy is kind of just all mixed up in there.
That's fair.
Yeah. So on the sober point, I think a day date is a nice way to start. Yeah.
I thought you meant gifting them a Rolex day date.
Excuse me?
Alex?
100 million is like that. Well, yeah, what's gotten 100 million? That's not a music video. What's like even Trololo guy at 35 million.
Yeah.
And a 3-minute video. It's tough to make that for 100 million. Geoff, I just want you to know that this is the fact that we're having a side conversation right now is in response to you playing 3 minutes of music. Now I'm going to just talk to my friends because I feel like you punished us earlier for no good reason.
कब वापस आ रहे?
What? What was that?
आप कब वापस आ रहे?
Kasalent?
What the fuck is that?
Of all the sounds and words in the world.
आप कब वापस आ रहे?
I've heard it. I have no idea what it is. I'm not going to figure it out.
2020 was a big year for podcasting, Billy. We saw not only a pandemic of epic proportions, 500,000 Americans lost to what is essentially a respiratory disease that becomes more and more viral as the months go on. And that's this point, it's sort of a race between getting enough people inoculated and, you know, these new variants that keep popping up. We're starting to see actual double mutant variants where more than one strain is entering a host and basically forming an entirely new monster that scientists can't quite keep up with. And yes, you have Moderna's CEO saying, hey, by the fall, we might get that booster shot, which would protect against different variants because you're talking about just subbing in the new RNA sequence from these variants. These, you know, there's the ones that originated first in South Africa. You have now the dominant strain, which I believe is B117 in the United States, coming in from jolly old England. But it's not much of a joke. It's pretty scary, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. What the fuck are you talking about?
Definitely a big year for podcasts, like you said.
Cartier.
Correct. Imagine fucking putting into soil a spruce to celebrate how fast and loose you played with cash. to get a Cartier crash?
So one way to know when someone doesn't know when they're going to say something is the second word they say is fucking. And they use that as a little bridge, like a 2-beat, like, okay, I'm going to say something after this. And he said,
crutch.
imagine fucking. And then he just started sweating and talking.
To be
And-
honest, I chose that because I thought he was going to say it was right and then have to make up something. And I just wanted to put the pressure on him to do so.
A successful trap.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Geoff, go to the next segment.
No, we have to finish this one out.
Hey, you know it'd be cool if you went to the next segment.
Try something new. This is a dud. You gave a story that I told about pizza, an award after the award show was over, willy-nilly. So I would probably just have an award show and then turn the award show off. That was just pretty messy.
I haven't spoken to Willie Nilly in years.
Who?
William Niller. He's I did swimming with him in high school, so he did a lot of like the relays. But
What's he up to now?
Huh?
What's he up to now?
You must have heard the second one.
He's like
clearly.
a consultant or whatever.
Speak one language, ideally English.
Stop. Next frame. Next
Xenophobic.
frame. Keep it moving, you idiot.
Any
you
fool can
stupid
sleep.
idiot.
The point is to dream.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on that last frame. Keep it
Almost
moving.
Shakespearean.
No, this is it.
Okay, great. Any fool can sleep. The point is to dream. Great. That's what beer sound.
Obviously, you can't.
How do you
in.
blur a house?
Yeah.
Billy, how's your day?
It's an above average day, I would
Yep.
say. I'm having a slightly above average day. I'm waiting for the bomb to drop and then you to say my address.
You heard it here first. Billy Scafuri, don't know his middle name, located at a 3-digit number, I think.
Yo,
Los
that was
Angeles,
a win.
California.
That was a win
Wow.
for me.
Yeah.
I learned that Geoff doesn't know my middle name, which means that you can't Google it because he
Sure.
Googles everyone's personal information. So that's
Yeah.
a win right now. There's some
Okay.
sort of
I know your middle
thank
name,
you, buddy.
Mhm.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay. Well, it's per Complex, and Billy and Amir, you guys did a project for Complex. So unless you think everything Complex does is bullshit, I think you would believe the headline, right? Or was
The series never came out. It kind of was bullshit in the end.
Yeah, like Complex ended up selling to this other company that ended up shuttering down.
Yeah,
or
it was like a
something
right-wing
that.
comedy company. It was getting pretty funny for a
Yeah,
minute.
what was it? Rated Red?
Yeah, and their homepage was just like a cowboy trying to catch a chicken, and we're like, all right,
Well, that's
take it up
funny.
here. And yeah, it was all right. It was pretty funny actually.
Skirt.
These are going to be 4 hours.
Got to remind you guys that he has like a beak coming out of the back of his head right now. It's not quite a
Yeah.
ponytail. It's like
That's
an ice
right.
cream cone. It's like an ice cream cone, which is jammed to
as
the
a
back of his
swirl.
head. Yeah.
This is fun. This is a lot of camaraderie and industry folk mingling in the audience. It's
Casey has a good build.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to show it to you
I
guys?
want you to sound it to us. Yeah, so stand up and just like undo one notch and let's hear
no,
the
no, no,
clink
no,
of
no,
the
no, no,
bell.
no, no, no,
No, that's-
Just because someone has a microphone in front of them doesn't make them
Because
God.
we have to take a break. We have to take a break whether you do the clankle or
No
not.
kidding, we have to take a break.
Yeah.
This sucks.
You just told the producer to stand up and make the sound
Yeah.
of his belt coming off.
Unbuckle it.
It's
Let the
fine to
man
undo a
work.
belt.
Let the
At
man work.
Whatever. We'll
Yes.
we'll be right back after we thank some sponsors.
just a story that I wanted to tell that I think specifically Amir will get a kick out of. So I was in New York for a week.
How was the weather?
Where?
What's the weather?
How was the weather when you were there?
How
'Cause
was
you
it?
can
The
go
weather
a bunch
was
of different
amazing.
ways in the summer.
It was not scalding. There was one day it was scalding. The rest was fine. It rained a couple times, which I didn't care about.
Amir, you're going to the city soon. Are you hoping for good weather?
Yes, I am. I missed the hurricane, so I'm hoping this is like the post-hurricane, not too humid,
Yeah.
but still sunny style New York City weather.
Johnny, do you have any tools to kind of keep Jeffrey from telling this story? Like some small
Yeah,
talk
sorry.
that we can kind of chip
I
in?
mean, I could talk about the weather a little bit
I didn't
more.
know that when you introduce a stand-up that the sound booth guy just chatted it up with the tech crew backstage on mic. Or am I going to be able to tell my fucking story?
Jesus.
Say that part again.
I didn't know that when a stand-up is introduced to tell a story, that the guy in the sound booth chats it up with the tech crew backstage on mic.
to keep the stand-up from telling a story.
That
I
old
didn't know
metaphor. That widely used metaphor.
He was in New Orleans and I was in Kansas City, and then finally we're back. And then
You're going to get COVID again.
I actually probably will.
You're trending towards COVID too. You're going to be my first double breakthrough, friend.
Yeah.
Like you're flirting
breakthrough.
with COVID more than you're flirting with, I don't know, someone else in your life.
Yeah.
Whoever you slept on the beach with.
Or didn't sleep on the beach with, even more promiscuous.
Nice. All right, we got to take a break.
Unclear what's going on.
Yeah, me too, Marika. Amir's gone and Geoff is frozen in
a bad way for him, I'd say.
He's frozen in an aggressively leaning forward position, which has kind of mimicked the energy he's put forth for the past 45 minutes. Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Oh, he's
unfrozen.
back.
Bond of the week.
You're still doing Bond of the Week?
Alex, have you ever heard the show?
No.
Fuck. You're still doing this.
So
Geoff, question.
Yeah.
You seemed so pissed when I said your name there. You just like shook me off. I just have a question.
Yeah.
Are the Head Oscars based in Ohio or California?
Are you asking where I am currently?
Well, that's where the awards are, I assume. There's a
Doesn't
room.
answer.
I don't know what room that state is in.
It's in a state of disarray, but it is in Los Angeles County.
Hey, welcome home, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was my weekend. Fortunately.
All right, let's stop. You can't.
Yeah.
How are you going to edit out video, man? How are you going to edit that out?
We'll tell Grayson.
Black bar.
Yeah.
The
So that's
worst part
just
is
at least
extra
just
work
stop.
for somebody else.
the worst part is that Marika just gave us this full lesson in how she kind of like stumbled into learning that she didn't know what the price of this thing was. She still
Right.
went through it, and it kind of
Yeah.
like put her in this position. That is exactly when you're supposed to drop major key alert.
Yeah.
And then say, don't buy something without knowing the price. But you were so busy with this stupid Notes app gag that you
Trying
weren't
to
paying
make it about
attention to
himself.
And yes, 100%. And we actually missed the first opportunity, probably in Headgum Podcast history, to hit major key alert and drop some sort of lesson. But
Yeah.
no
in a
tap.
sincere way. And now
That
it's
was
also
easy.
like widely spread to do anymore. But I guess in some like super Orthodox communities, it does still happen, or it did still happen until recently. But there was like actual cases of children, babies getting like diseases from the rabbi doing that they no longer do that.
Word of the
way.
week.
Word of the week.
Word of the goddamn week.
What?
Do.
I said so many obscure words that could have passed.
None of them were
You
it.
chose the most common.
Chose. No,
Yeah.
this was set up before the episode.
Where do you have it in writing anywhere? Can you show us the screen by which it says word of the week is due?
Yes.
I'm watching you type the word due in the reflection of your glasses.
See?
Yes, I do see.
It's a Google search.
Bristles verb.
Yeah.
Bristles verb is also a
I was pretty confident it was a verb, and I did have to double check.
screen sharing is always such a freaking gamble. Clean your house before you screen share on Zoom.
Zebulon, I'm at the bar. I'm getting a Tecate. You come up to me. Here we go.
Did you order already?
I would love to spread your legs.
What? Did you say?
Sorry. I
Sorry,
meant
is
to
this
say,
guy
yeah, I already.
harassing you? He keeps walking up to people saying that he'd love to spread their legs.
No,
Do you say that to women?
that's what I'm
I'm going
thinking.
to tell
Do you say
this-
that to women
I'm
at
gonna
bar?
tell the
At this
security.
bar?
No,
Have you
I've said
said
it to
that?
you.
Am I the first person you said
You're
that
the
to
second
today?
person I've said it to.
Was the
today.
first person you said that to a woman, and was she uncomfortable?
No, it was the bouncer.
Are
on the
you
way
here
in.
to make people feel uncomfortable? Because I can make you feel uncomfortable.
No, I'm here to spread
So
joy.
cut
and
the
legs.
shit with sentences like that, because it is inappropriate in 2022. We're all coming out of a pandemic, and we want some normalcy and fun, and we don't need your bullshit with lines like that making us feel uncomfortable to see a concert again. So I get it. Maybe there's a hidden camera and you think there's some cute bullshit and you're trying to get some clicks, but cut the shit with the spreading the legs bullshit. And if you say that to my wife, and if you say that to any of her friends, you will have a serious fucking problem on your hands. All right, guy? Take your beer and get the fuck out of here.
I can't take it to go.
What's that?
I can't take the beer to go.
Get it away from me and my friends.
Yeah. All right. A trip.
You said you recently talked like that to a bartender.
Oh my God, yeah.
You actually did that.
I did. It was much shorter than that, but this guy was a fucking asshole. He asked me to show my vaccination on my phone and my license.
In the bar.
In the bar. We've already crossed in, but that's not the issue. I will never be like, no, I'm already in the bar. So I'm trying to show him my license with the light of my phone. But I'm showing him my license and the light of my phone this way, and I can't get the lighting right. And after like 10 seconds of trying, 5 seconds of trying, he looks at me and he goes, come on, guy. And I was just like, and I literally put them down. I was like, motherfucker, I am trying to help you out. All I want is a drink for me and my wife. Don't come on, guy me. I'm trying to show you my license.
You said that to him?
Yeah, I was very angry.
Wow.
He was provoking me.
Yeah.
I don't just fly off the handle.
What bar was this?
Zebulon.
It was Zebulon. He almost had coffee while he sprayed his face. I don't promote violence except with Geoff.
Which is actually peace. It creates peace.
So what did he say when you were so mean to him?
He walked away, and the other bartender.
He was just afraid.
He was in a mood. You could tell that he was in a mood.
I see.
But I was also in a bad mood.
Billy Scafuri is here, which is good news for us because it's not every day you get a staff writer of Top Gear America in the room with you.
No, it is not. No, it is not. I feel like all comedians learn, especially sketch and alt comedians, less is more over time.
Yeah.
And like less props, less music cues, less video cues. Geoff right now is firmly in the more is more camp.
He's a
more
maximalist.
soundboards.
Yeah.
Billy, what have you been working on recently? We'd like to do plugs up top. I know you have an exciting project that's coming out / just came out.
Yeah, it's done now. It's not even on the air anymore.
Oh.
It's Game On. It's on CBS. We had 8 episodes and they've aired. So thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, I wish people could have heard this plug maybe a few weeks ago, drive a few more viewers, but I did write on that and it was a great time.
For sure.
The problem is
it available streaming?
Yeah, you can go to CBS All Access, but we were really hoping to drive viewers during its run on CBS Primetime.
Yeah, this podcast doesn't have a lot of listeners, but they all own a Nielsen box. So like we probably have access to the equivalent of 8 million viewers. Nielsen wise.
I wouldn't say it stings, but I've listened to enough of this podcast to know that Jeffrey sometimes has ill intent.
I had to clean that up, man.
What's that? That will be a water stain in like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Table is covered in liquid.
This is crazy.
And it reeks like booze.
I'm not going to apologize for being celebratory.
Not asking you to apologize. I'm just stating the facts.
I deal with social anxiety by asking people a ton of questions about themselves because I don't like the silence that nobody fills when you're
you
just
never
laying
ask
there.
us questions about ourselves, man. Like this whole podcast, you don't ask us things that matter ever. You can't say that that's what you do to fill space because this is a perfect example to do it and you
Fine,
don't.
fucking fine. Billy, when was the last time you had a sexual awakening? All right?
Define awakening.
Like you realize something new about yourself in the bedroom to have.
Man. It's been a while.
I guess it's that hashtag married life.
Yeah, if you've ever seen that hashtag married life, you get it.
You gotta get those Benoit balls.
What are those?
They're like balls that you put into a vagine. And
All
it
right,
basically...
I am going to end this conversation here.
You said you wanted me to ask more questions that matter.
Yes, but like 2 seconds later, you were suggesting Benoit balls.
It's genuinely
like, that's
good.
the problem.
It's genuinely a good thing that we are all doing this over Zoom. Because if Geoff started asking me those questions and making those jokes with me in a studio, the Long Island in me would come out, and I'd probably get up and be like, "Yo, chill out, stop. I don't want to go there."
Whoa!
I would be actively triggered in the space.
That'd be cool.
All right. This is
That would be kind of fun, right?
insane.
I was feeling it. I was like, wait a minute, he's talking about my wife's vagina. I need to
Not
stop this
your
right here,
wife
right now.
specifically, just in general, like maybe that would lead to some kind of breakthrough.
Play the Russian national anthem, Geoff. We're going to need the Russian national anthem.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Wow, fast.
Geoff, you text me she a lot, and I want to put this on record right now. Stop. Just stop. Like I told Amir
Yeah.
I told Amir
Big
months
time.
ago I'm not a she guy, not a big fan of the she. I don't care if my friends do it. They seem to be having fun with it. Have fun. I've tried in various ways via text being like, I don't understand what that means. Don't send that to me. Now I'm on screen, locked in, telling you, stop sending me she. Not interested.
And the Oscar goes to... No Joke.
Yes.
The least topical podcast on the internet.
Great.
Speech.
So what did that one rip off? You said it was
speech,
unoriginal.
speech.
So what was that based on then? If it's so
Daniel.
No Joke is sort of based off of What the Fuck with Mark Maron, because you kind of get into
The hell?
What's
The
that?
hell was that? Daddy Chill? Did it say Daddy Chill after Damn Daniel?
Daddy chill.
Who's saying Daddy Chill?
Billy, how is your sex life? Because you just moved to Highland Park, and I'm wondering, like, if the move sort of reignited the spark between you and.
I've actively been trying to be a kinder guest to you the past couple times I've been on. But these are the moments where you trigger the worst in me. You trigger the worst in me with questions like this. So let's just move on, and I'll maintain my positive energy and good vibes.
Okay.
The winner is Billy Scafuri for Buckets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge.
Wow.
That was
Epic.
sort of an
Wow,
upset
okay.
because I thought that Jeffrey James was going to
Wow.
get it for the Headgum Podcast.
First and foremost, I want to
cool.
thank Amir Blumenfeld. He came up with the podcast about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
He's a great collaborator, a great friend. I really appreciate the fact that he has made me the official host of the podcast, despite him doing 95% of the work. I received this award with great honor, great care, and I look forward to talking to Variety and Deadline backstage. Thank you very much. Good night.
Now we go into the Lifetime Achievement Awards.
So no press conference for Billy, just for you.
Billy, present company. What's up?
What's up, Geoff? What's up, Headgum Podcast listeners? This is Billy Scafuri. Just wanted to give you a peek behind the curtain real quick. Geoff has been emailing the previous guests of the Headgum Podcast for a while now with the specific intent to leave him a quote-unquote vitriolic message to him and presumably the show.
rest.
I'm going to read to you now the second email Geoff sent, and note the extra excitement in receiving the vitriol. Hey, y'all, exclamation point. Wanted to ping this message, ping, to see if we can get a couple more vitriolic messages for Headgum Podcast's 100th episode by this Friday, April 22nd. Jeffrey James emailed previous guests of his podcast asking for insults with a deadline. If you have some time to record a voice memo of libel, that would be amazing. Cheers. Thanks, Geoff. Thanks, listeners of the Headgum Podcast. This is Billy Scafuri trying to provide as much Geoff truth as I can. Here's to many more, pal. Congrats on 100.
Oh.
That was nice too.
Yeah.
Ferris, cut
Thank
that
you.
out.
Why?
Because it lifts the veil.
Dude.
We know the veil. We absolutely get how the sausage is made.
I think everything that's been said today has been positive to everyone except for me.
No way.
We're 48 minutes in, and 43 of them was the Trollolo guy.
Yeah, that's not true. 3 minutes of it. And if we're going to fucking spread lies, then I'm going to spread lies about all of you guys.
Go.
Johnny Villa has some of the worst political opinions I've ever heard someone spew in an office setting.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Scafuri made $1 million off of a pharmaceutical investment that he doesn't like talking about because it caused insulin to spike above $13 a dose. Amir Blumenfeld and Avital Ash broke up 4 years ago. They haven't had the heart to tell their fans.
And he prefaced this by saying, I'm going to tell a lie about all of you.
3 lies and a lie.
So there are some examples of lies, folks.
Imagine being hungover, coming to work, saying, I don't want to be here today, obviously. Getting bombarded by Geoff 10 minutes before, and then just watching him play with wires and try and fix an echo for the next 2 hours.
कब वापस आ रहे?
I remember this podcast.
Why won't it let me
I
screen share?
remember this
is fucked
podcast
up.
now.
We should say that the show is back and better than ever after a 4-week audit, Billy.
Yes.
Amir blew up at me at a company-wide meeting 5 weeks ago And I was audited. I'm now the best person and host I've ever been. We're moving forward for the cash. I cannot stress enough to you that the only reason that Amir is letting me do the show going forward is that it makes money. I don't get any of the ad money from this show. I'm just paid hourly to host it. So the issue might have to be that it's for money, but the content is the same.
I am not following at all what you're talking about.
Neither.
I am on another podcast right now.
All right.
If I could just say one thing. I listened to a Headgum podcast recently, spiritually get back into the show. These are always a setup for him to sing that Beyonce song, You Don't Know About Me, or You Must Not
You
Know
don't know
About
about
Me.
Reese.
Yes, and also ghee. I believe the episode I listened to, he was singing about clarified butter. Right. So I'm prepared. I'm prepared for this to go into the Beyonce song.
Maybe if we always say that.
You must not know about Reese. You must not know about Reese. She was married to a less successful actor. Hesitate to even call him an actor, baby. You must not know Philippe. You must not know Philippe.
No, I know
Her
Philippe.
ex-husband's name's Ryan Philippe. So don't you ever for a second get to thinking he's irreplaceable.
Ryan Felipe was actually more famous than Reese Witherspoon when they started dating. He was a really popular actor in the 90s.
Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, exactly. And
He had that Justin Timberlake curl.
Yeah,
that blonde
he was a
curl.
heartthrob. I think before Geoff was born. So
we must know about Reese to know details like this.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
I wasn't around yet.
Right.
Great
I was born in
sentence.
1997.
I wasn't around yet.
I don't know if it's a hobby, but I've been walking way too much.
I saw
I've
your
been
tweet.
walking about 7 miles
Insane.
a day. Wow. Yeah, I've been walking a lot, and there's not much more behind it because I'm struggling to give you a good, funny answer. But I've been walking way too much.
Well, you live at what?
So that was actually way closer. Some of us who just listen to this insane podcast you produce every week, Geoff, there's lots of bleeps and beeps. And as the listener, we're like, I wonder if he's actually saying anything there or if they're just bleeping it out. And listeners, he was like 8 numbers off from my actual house. So a true freaked out moment. An actually true freaked out moment.
How much cash do I have at this point?
You have, I think, $700.
Nice.
Geoff, can you cite your sources? Who said that Feta's going to be in meta break rooms moving forward?
Another piece of bacon.
Johnny, can I tell you what I think my favorite quality about you is on this podcast, and it seems like probably in life? You're unflappable.
Unflappable. Now, what does that mean?
Well, I think in my loose definition of it, unflappable means that in the face of chaos constantly, you just don't lose sight of who you are. You don't get too high. You don't get too low. You don't get too reactionary. And doing this podcast, it's inciting, he's inciting conflict with all of us. And you seem unfazed by it. So I just wanted to pat you on the back for that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Billy. That means a lot to me, especially considering this is our first time meeting.
Yeah. I've listened to you on the podcast, though, and I've texted Jeffrey that I'm a fan of Johnny. So
yeah, I was
now
just
it's on
about to
record.
bring up that Billy sent me a text on, I think, Friday saying Johnny is funny.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
All I've been met with is fucking swimming
Wet with?
upstream.
Yeah,
right?
all he's been
Met
wet
with.
Met wet.
So I stuttered because I'm angry.
Wait a minute.
Let me tell you something about Narragansett, by the way.
He was working on this monologue all night last night, pacing in the mirror.
I tweeted once.
Yeah.
And they gave me a Brandon beer sittership. And guess what
They
else
don't
they
even give
gave
you
me?
cash.
60 beers.
That's
2
fine.
hoodies. 3 t-shirts. And constant social media interaction.
My man.
Marika, when was the last
Why
time
are you
tweeted at me from that Headgum
explaining
account?
this?
What's that?
Why are you explaining this?
60 beers.
Let
That's 5 dozen
go.
I
beers.
just see Geoff typing the invoice, taking out $5,000 and entering 60
beers.
2 racks,
Headgum
2 racks
really
against
anything.
it.
We're in beer.
Again, welcome to the first annual Headgum Awards. I was going to say nominations, but I've been sort of castrated in a
Is
way.
this why you brought up the Emmys earlier? It was kind of like...
This is why we needed you on the show. We needed someone who has been to the Emmys, has won the Emmys, and can sort of advise me where I've gone right.
I have to. I'm happy to do all of those things. I have to interrupt. I was brought on this podcast 45 minutes ago. I got a text from Amir saying, will you do the Headgum show 45 minutes ago? You are now telling me that you have rented a tuxedo. You have produced a award ceremony in 45 minutes. You've reversed engineered this out of me coming here.
What if he said no? What if he said no?
I would have done something
What if
different.
he wasn't
Wow, dude.
Put the robe back on. I want you to be hot.
No way.
Yeah, be despicable, Geoff.
83
I want you to
degrees
be
in
as
this house.
uncomfortable.
Our AC
Right? Yeah, I
broke.
want you to be. I want you to be as uncomfortable as I am looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm all bricked up. No, I am hard.
There it is.
What?
You're all what?
Was that worth
Yeah,
losing
do
the
it-
ad
do it
revenue
again,
on
actually.
YouTube? Was that moment where we spoke over you? Was that worth losing the ad revenue on YouTube, Geoff? Because it's out the window now, gone. This is all
Going
now
to the
just for
Elvis
fun.
state.
I'm all bricked up.
That's not really it was a cover or something.
It's a
Yeah.
karaoke thing with a backing track, and I really was hoping to find one without the backing track, but instead of I'm all shook up, I'm all bricked up. I'm hard as a rock and have nowhere to go. I've been kind of tucking the little thing into my belt loop.
Move
And-
on from whatever you're doing right now.
No.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I obviously loved listening to High and Mighty, growing up, and this was an honor to me, and this feels right to be. The fact that I not only guested on this show, but won the Oscar, it's just like, where do I go from here? I'm almost wondering.
Well,
if
doesn't Gabrus get it? Why do you get it? It's his podcast.
that's true. Congratulations to Gabrus then.
So you built that whole category in the nominees to give yourself an award, but still didn't win it.
Yeah, it was best podcast episode, not best guest on a podcast. So
That's true.
Yeah.
The episode is owned by Gabrus.
Yeah.
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 Gabrus won the award.
Yeah.
Way to go,
it's-
Johnny. Happy for you, bud.
Happy for
Yeah,
you, man.
thrilling.
Until the next James's cast, we're lobbing up our pick for the next Bond. This week, my pick is Billy Scafuri.
Thank you.
I think what's that?
Thank you.
Got it. You're already jacked. You don't have to work out for the role.
Okay.
And I also think Lustig could be the gadgets guy.
Oh, he is a human gadget. Just quit Twitter.
He quit Twitter
He quit Twitter
because of Musk.
because of Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that the whole thing goes belly up because I'd love to have less social media.
I found it funny that one of my close friends, Adam, quit social media right around the same week that you said, if I get to 10,000 followers, I'll post my ass. So
Did you
please
see my
follow
ass?
me. I saw your ass.
Yeah.
So two different directions there. One a very sweaty, kind of like, please follow me, I need followers. And one like, I'm good here.
I think that's the perfect thing to go out on or go out with.
An ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Geoff. So you usually open with the sax and then you punish your guests with the Russian national anthem for, seemingly 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, I wanted to
Which
spare
one
you guys
is
that.
the theme song to the show? Is it the sax or is it the Russian national anthem? Because it seemed like the Russian national anthem
Yes.
was like a gag and an interrupting tool you once
Correct.
had. And it seems like it's slowly by osmosis becoming the theme song to the podcast. Is it?
Okay. Well, I don't understand what you're aiming at. I don't know what you're aiming at, but basically, if you're trying to get at some kind of issue that there's like a thread of twine holding this thing together, I'll assure you that it's we're anchored down. All right, we're bear down.
It was just a question.
No, it was more than a question. It was more
Yeah, I
than a
don't
question.
even
It's
think
a
you
leading
actually
question.
answered his question.
No.
No, I haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't gotten to it yet because I'm
You
kind of.
definitely tried to force your way to that soundbite. And it was so circuitous, unnecessary, and forced. You got there.
Geoff said that he was going to ask us the first question at the 25-minute mark. So I asked him a question and he didn't answer it. So what is your role here, Geoff? I've been on this show like 7 times and I know the
speed
rules
bump.
of the show, but still,
Yeah.
like, do one of the things that a podcast host is supposed to do, please.
He's a speed bump. You're a roadblock.
What about Coach K?
Oh, that's good.
You must not know Coach K.
Doesn't have to do with the song. This is the game we're playing about Bond of the Week.
Yeah.
Oh, forget about the song. So my theory holds that
Because
the
he-
Bond of
he
the
needs a
Week is
job.
now just a kind of like a smoke
Beyonce,
screen to get us into the Beyonce
Yeah.
song. Like I just threw out a Bond of the Week and you said, how will that actually fit into the lyrics of the song?
Yeah, I hired.
Geoff.
Yeah,
Do you want to hear a joke I just came up with?
I do. You're the Emmy nominated writer.
I've
So.
won a couple. Okay, here is how it goes. What website do you rent a haunted house from?
Ooh, I think I know the answer.
I bet you do. Geoff, come on. Marika, you think you got it?
I think I got it.
So Jeff's the only one, and he's the one I asked.
Yeah.
This could be a while.
What are the chances that Marika has a different answer than me, has a different answer than you?
Sorry, what'd you say, Geoff?
Verb ghost. It's like Verbo.
Okay, verb ghost is Jeff's guess.
I have a second guess.
Marika, what was yours?
Okay.
What was your guess?
Mine was Scare B&B.
It's pretty good. It's
What was
really
yours?
good. Mine was Air Boo and Boo.
Marika wins.
Yeah.
Marika wins. That's a fun game. That was a fun game.
That's good.
Jeff, you can keep that game if you want.
it's really
fun to have fun on this podcast.
It is fun to have fun. We haven't done that yet. We should try that once.
That's basically Jerry Seinfeld. I'd label you clumsy core too. The last
Clumsy
two times
core.
I've been in person with you, the room has been a mess. When it was over. Like a 5-year-old, just like spills and like stains that weren't cleaned.
All right, so yeah, I can tell the story behind it real quick.
Yeah, let's hear.
All right, yeah. So No Joke has been playing music on our podcast illegally for years now, and it's finally caught up to us. And lawyers are coming at us willy-nilly, left and right. We are buried under legal papers. People want to tear our podcast down to the ground, and we fought back valiantly. And we're going to win this war, folks. And that is the subcategory and the subplot of why we won this year's Oscars.
Great story.
How did you guys think the Headgum Podcast live show went, but also the entire weekend?
We'll start with Billy.
What's that? Start with Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess from my point of view, it was a success. I was 3,000 miles away, didn't hear 1 minute of it or see 1 minute of it. Saw some still images, about 10 people on stage really close, found out there was technical difficulties, and Geoff had a great time. So no surprises. I'm looking forward to the next one. It kind of just seems like Geoff likes to leave frame. I was listening to last week's episode, and he left frame to take a pee and then get a drink, it sounded like. And honestly, Geoff, I got to give you a pat on the back for that move. I think that's kind of a cool power move that you do.
Yeah.
And I know that everything you do is built to irritate. We all know that. But I will say, of your long list of irritable qualities,
We actually all
by
know
design,
that.
I like that one. I like you leaving and coming back because you had to do something. Good for you.
It is fun to have to do that in the middle of like, this is the only thing I have to do today. And you didn't think to do anything before. Ferris cut that out.
I like to imagine you, Jeffrey, in a job interview.
Yes.
In a job
Should we
interview.
do that?
And this is a bit that you've been doing on podcasts, and it's been going so well that you try and do the bit in the job interview, and it doesn't go well at all. I like to imagine that reality.
Yeah. What is your guys' favorite episode you've ever been on of the show? And if you don't have one prepared, the longer the silence goes on, the more hurt I'll
The
be.
Headgoskers.
The Headgoskers were good. The
Yeah.
Academy Gum Awards.
It was in the midst of the pandemic, and everyone was really sad. You asked me to hop on your podcast, your video podcast, and I opened up my screen, and Geoff was wearing a robe, and he looked like the bad guy or good guy. I've never seen the movie from Despicable Me, hunched over like Pac-Man. And he was sweating in a closet. And I was like, for the first time in months, I'm happy. Someone is worse than me.
The best of the best.
Dream big, man.
Congrats.
No need to dream big because the reality is the dream and it's already big.
That's beautiful.
He's proud of himself.
That's also
You can see
good.
it in his eyes.
Plugs!
Thank you.
What do we have going on? What do you guys want to point the people to? Any projects you have, shows, potential future Headgosker nominated or winning episodes? Billy, let's start with you.
He's like that lorem ipsum typing that just like comes out of a screen where it's like, if you don't look at it, it looks like, I'm sure those are words. But
That's
if you
right.
like focus just enough, you're like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
That's
not
a
at
really good comparison.
Me, Homer Simpson, because I think I have jaundice.
It's pretty good, actually.
That's pretty good.
I don't think it's good.
Mine is
Everybody's
think-
gonna be like,
I think Geoff likes. I think Geoff likes the word jaundice too much, so it's a kind of a cop out.
We're
That's
like
a crutch.
We're like a minute away from him telling us about his friend named John Diss.
Nice.
No, seriously. John Diss worked at a local supermarket.
That's good.
Such a good-
That sounds like
Seriously?
Jeff. That's really good.
I hate this.
Yeah, he says that a lot.
It's
Yeah.
not my fault. Pull the string. He just pulled a string from his
Yeah.
back. There's your
Orally,
Theranos,
that's
the
not how I
Jeff doll.
feel.
The
Yeah.
talking Jeff doll that has 7 quotes that we've heard him say.
That's good. You pulled the string.
It's not my fault. I hate
Yeah.
this. What's that?
You guys have no idea how much work I put into this shit.
And then one time you pull the string and it just goes,
Up ka ba pa sa akin?
Every other time it's just...
Up ka ba pa sa akin?
You are the Grinchy family patriarch from Father of the Bride, George Banks.
Steve Martin.
Yeah, played by Steve Martin.
Geoff, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't have some sort of algorithm that spits out the answer. You kind of just have these answers waiting for us. Am I wrong in saying that?
I have a loose algorithm that doesn't make much sense, but there is an algorithm. Billy, do you want to take us away? Your turn.
Can I pass?
You may not.
Okay, let's play the game.
You're a 70-year-old intern.
If these are the same questions, I'm just going to go across the board. Agree.
All of them are going to be agree?
Yeah, because ultimately it doesn't matter. You know?
Strong agree on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
If it's new questions, I'll play the game. If it's all the questions I just heard Johnny answer, honestly, obviously I have the same answers as him because we're both decent people and half the shit you said doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I either am a carbon copy and I'm also the character that's spit out at the end of the formula. I can agree to all of them. Honestly, your call.
All right. If you're answering B/agree to all of them, you're going to be the uncrying movie trailer editor from The Holiday, Amanda Woods, played by Cameron Diaz, man.
Yeah, so like I said, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When was the last time you met up with someone one-on-one for a drink that you met on a dating app?
That honestly would have been last October, but that's because I dated
6 months
somebody
ago.
in New York.
You did date someone in New York?
Yeah.
From a dating app?
No, from met her at a party. 4th of July party in Laurel Canyon, actually.
And then you dated her in New York City?
She moved to New York. I went to New York.
There were so many faces in the last 10 seconds. What a thrill to watch him have so many emotions. He was like happy, confused. Maybe I might be angry soon.
Wow.
All right.
Geoff.
Yep.
Geoff, you know you could just like buy yourself a trophy. Like there are trophy stores. You could just buy yourself a trophy. This all feels like just like really long roads to try and get you to feel like a winner occasionally.
Have you guys ever bought a trophy for atrophy?
For what?
For atrophy.
For like the body breaking down?
Like this podcast breaking down. Because you guys aren't bringing enough to the table.
Sort of a nice save, but ultimately the question wasn't good.
He got excited because the word atrophy is a trophy, just with no space between the A and the T. Mm-hmm. And he just got really excited.
But it's not a double entendre. It's just a single entendre. Yeah,
nothing
it's
at all.
Nothing sentence.
It's nothing at all.
It's a zero-sum words.
Watch me squish these words. The Jeffrey James story.
It's the 100th episode. It feels like a time to reflect.
Yeah. And that's the perfect segue because we've made it through.
Talking. And so it seems like all of the bonds that people have suggested over the course of the 100 episodes, it'd be nice to maybe go through the list of them. Do you have that prepared?
Do I have the list of the
everybody's bond?
Well, there was Richard he's subbing for NFL Network's sketch comedies writer's room. Is that an accurate way of describing your current gig?
Me?
No.
Who?
yeah, you.
I'm writing for the NFL this season, yes. It's not necessarily sketch comedy, though.
Okay. What is it?
It's kind of like short films that will play before games.
Okay.
And some commercials that will feature Prime Video and Thursday Night Football.
But my question is, like, do you ever get a Scafuriism into the bish? Right? So, like, if I was writing for the NFL Network, I would try to slip in a, what's that? You know, into, like, a Sunday night prime
I think you
time
presume
spot.
that everyone has a catchphrase. That's just you, dog. You're the one who has shirts with stuff you say. That's awesome, dude. Like, you say that. So it's a thing. But I don't. Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Correct. Imagine giving your wife a fucking oak.
Man, I
How
was not
sick
paying
is that?
attention. And to hear you just say that random ass sentence. What?
Sorry, Billy was talking. What'd you say?
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off of Amir for a second. I just wanted to acknowledge how great Marika is on this show. She is the reason I come back.
Great straight
I listen to
woman,
this show often. We know that the gimmick is that Geoff is going to try his hardest to get under our skin. You cannot get in her way. Marika is a stud, and she is the reason I watch. And I compliment you, Marika, and your performance, whether you acknowledge yourself as a performer or not. You're very much my favorite performer on this show. Kudos.
Billy, thank you so much. Really means a lot. And even though I was not nominated for any Headgummy or Headgosker, it feels like an award to me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It probably means more because it came from a real man. and not this. You're a cork. You're a cork, man. You're a termite.
I remember you asking this, starting this game, the James Bond game that we're playing right now, like 50 episodes ago when I was on. And I'm just shocked that it's lasted this long.
I'm fucking waiting on Barbara Broccoli to make the decision.
Who's Barbara Broccoli?
The producer of Bond. And she's like...
That sounds like a
Is that her last name?
Yeah. And the guy who started the first...
Don Stringbean?
Yeah, right. Fucking BoJack Horseman ass names.
Damien Edamame.
I said Shrek 50 episodes ago, and I still think Shrek would make a great Bond.
Yeah, I guess he'd be like, M. Let me hop in on that kind of like pseudo killing yourself thing.
Yeah.
Geoff has 5 guests.
But we can
and
go on to the
we're
next
all
one.
going to be sitting in silence for the next half hour or so. He has a record number of guests, and this whole episode is about to be audio cues.
16 more. 16 times 1 to 2 minutes.
That's the next 35 minutes. We've already recorded like 12. That puts us at 47. He's going to say wax, so that's another 8 minutes. We're waxed out.
We're waxed.
We're waxed
Max on wax. Potassium, you said?
Potash alum.
One more time, Geoff.
The scientific
Potash alum.
That's the new Okapoko salad.
Billy, how was your 2022? Let's reflect. Let's expect success. What did you enjoy? What did you regret? How did you regress? And name some of your success. And then let's do a resolution or 9 for the next calendar year.
It was a good year. I moved into a new home that has a lovely yard. Amir has visited.
And then
many
how did you grow and
times.
change too? Also add that on in the end. How did you grow and change?
My hair got longer. And from a change standpoint, I think that I just I'm just trying to grow up a little bit more, trying to shed some of the boy qualities and transition into the man.
That's a good goal.
Qualities. Shut up. And I would say for my resolution, I'd like to hit 190 pounds in 2023.
Is that losing weight or gaining weight?
That would be like gaining 10 pounds.
Why?
Perfect downbeat. And we're back. I didn't go to a gym all of the pandemic, and now I've joined a gym.
Got it. What about sensual resolutions? So it doesn't not sexual, but like how do you want to use your senses? Smell, sight, taste, oral.
I'd like to commit to putting on more moisturizer every
Very good.
Skin and
Very
hair.
good.
Skin and hair.
Yeah. I started doing a skin routine. CeraVe to obviously cleanse the shit. A little bit of moisturizer, right? Some facial moisturizer.
cares.
And that
Don Jr. and Eric, I think, and me.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think we just have a real frank conversation about how we got to be who we've become. And I'd be curious to see where that goes.
Why?
I mean, I could pick Jay-Z and other billionaires and learn from them, or I could step into the fire and see if I can make some actual change in this world.
It'd be interesting if you flipped the table over at the dinner. Like you just have them to dinner so you could take them all out.
There's something
That's
to be
noble.
said for that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for it. Yeah, so that's who I'm going. I'm going Don Jr. and Eric. Next question.
Okay.
That's cool.
Well, Amir, what's yours? Come
Um,
on.
It's LeBron.
yeah. Oh yeah, LeBron, AD, and Russ Westbrook. I want to get
That'd
to
be
the
cool.
bottom of their 3-man. Yeah,
You guys
team.
that have so much wine.
Amir, imagine trying to tell your dinner guests that you're friends with me at the table next to you with Don Jr. and Eric. Like, no, he's a good guy. I swear he's a good
Yeah,
guy.
this is just like this weird hypothetical that came true for him.
We didn't know Geoff had that power.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a stranger, and then you guys are going to alternate off. And you guys are going to just, like, come up to me, or maybe we're sitting next to each other, or, like, we're in line together.
Okay.
So, first off, at the DMV, we've been waiting a while.
Okay.
So, let's start with me and Billy.
Okay. I engage with you?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been here?
Don't talk to me.
That's probably the end of it. Because Billy's gonna. Yeah. Don't
I
talk.
can read social cues.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, I forgot to also mention that I'm going to try and disarm you guys, and it's going to be sort of this breach of social contract.
Gifting your spouse an item from blank is a common display of affection.
If you can't read it, my screen says this is boring.
Gifting your spouse an item from blank is a common display of affection. You made
Now
it
I
all
capitalized
caps.
boring.
You made it all
I kind
caps.
of want to get them all wrong.
All right.
Can I pitch a title for this episode?
Yeah.
There's something about dairy.
That's good.
Yeah, you kind of want to laugh. Everyone just went,
What about when Derry met Casey?
Yeah, he Venmo'd me $800. Train's
Geoff.
leaving the station.
Geoff, I know that you often send thousands of dollars seemingly to your friends throughout this podcast. Have you read the fine print on Venmo about exchanging money and how you actually have to report over $600 in exchanges? So
Yeah,
even
it's a
these
taxable
playful
event.
It's now a taxable event. So even these little games that you play with your friends, like that moment with Jake probably cost you $2.25 on your taxes. And you've done it seemingly dozens of times, maybe hundreds. So you may...
and
in
you
this-
get it back. You've made technically like thousands of dollars this year that you owe like 40% on for like short term.
That's right. That's income. That's
Yeah.
income.
And that's not even a forward-facing joke. Like that's a joke between people on an audio podcast. So like even the public doesn't even get what you want out of it. So that's a
Yeah.
very expensive little
all risk and
bit.
zero reward.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
It's like
know
playing
that.
Russian roulette with 6 bullets.
I really didn't know that.
yeah,
I probably owe hundreds of dollars in taxes for nonsense.
that's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Fuck me.
And I don't think you're going to learn a damn thing.
Dating in LA.
Yeah.
What's it like?
You had to look at a screen for that question.
I did draw a blank.
You
of
had
what I
to
even brought up.
reference your notes.
What do you? I mean, because you're.
Well, we're in relationships.
Right,
Billy's
that's dating.
married, so we're not dating in LA. You're the
Well-
one. You should be telling us what's it like being single in LA.
But
and
you never stop dating your wife, Billy.
This is okay.
You never stop dating.
You
your
are now
wife.
on the tightrope. Let's see how this goes.
Because
about to Will
if you
Smith
lose
you.
the spark, sorry, one second.
Yeah.
If you lose the spark, if you lose the romance, what else do you have?
Where are you drawing? What are you drawing from?
You have no wisdom. You have no experience.
And yeah, you have no experience.
I read the preface.
I'm living the life that you are trying to tell me how to lead, but you've never lived this life.
I read a preface of Mating in Captivity.
Mating?
What?
Mating in captivity?
It was made in Manhattan, the J-Lo movie, and he read the DVD box.
No, you can't lose that luster.
Love when you
Emphasis
look
on lust.
down. Love when you look down to get smart again. It's as if you're charging your intelligence. No, so you can never look up and be smart.
There are certain mannerisms that if you have, it doesn't matter what you say.
Right.
Right. So if I go like this, like I just did, you guys suddenly think that it's a
He's
party.
carefree.
Yeah.
He's jolly.
Are you going to be laying in this gossip position for the rest of the podcast? You think you're fully committed at this point?
I think
What do
I
your
mean,
legs look like? Like zoom
Pick 'em up.
down. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
And now cross the ankles.
That's
Wait,
somebody
kick them up
else's
and cross the
legs.
ankles. See if you could play this whole game with your legs kicked up and your ankles crossed.
I see. He's
I'm not laying
leaning
down.
on
I'm
a
kneeling.
couch. So, yeah.
Oh, he's cheating.
Round up to
what?
8.
You know what?
Can't round up to
8.5.
There it is. No, this is cheating.
You can butter up
And
the
I
judge.
think that you look really handsome without the bolo tie. I think just in general, you're a really handsome
No,
guy.
he's trying to bank
this is-
points.
No, and it's working.
You butter up when you play the dairy game.
Nice.
I liked Corey's a little bit better because Alex, it was a bit too thick.
It was pretty thick.
Mhm.
All right.
And a great speaking voice. You should have a great speaking voice.
Thank you so much.
Billy, walk us through this this dairy.
It's your classic butter rimmed, 3-layered whipped cream ice cream situation. I tried to ease off of the cottage cheese. It doesn't really seem like there's a place for that in this drink. So what I did was I rimmed my mixing jar with cottage cheese on the inside. So there's just going to be hints of cottage cheese in there. But ultimately, this is kind of like a post-workout meal. You know, 2 a.m, come home drunk. You don't really have ingredients for something. You make a butter rimmed dairy drink.
I will say this smells the best of the three.
Wow.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Chef?
Interesting.
Chef?
Sorry.
Second sip never hurts. And if you have any notes,
Tasting notes or notes on your performance?
either is great. Both
It's
are
very
welcome.
vanilla-y.
Yes,
It's-
that's what we were going for.
Yeah.
The rim is a nice touch.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And you have a great speaking voice.
Let me try Corey's again.
Oh.
I liked Billy's. I was saying off mic. I liked the work he did around the rim.
Thank you,
I think
Chef.
It really came through while drinking all of the cream.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah.
It was light. It was nice.
Thank you.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
I gotta give him a 9.5.
Wow.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Chef.
I'm going to give him a 9.
Point.
Just 9.
Yeah.
You agree?
Doesn't matter who you're with as long as your thighs are thick. If you have the wagon, you can have anyone.
Your legs are thin. You have incredibly thin legs.
When I get things tailored, it's about making sure two things are right. The thankles, that's thin ankles,
Yeah.
and the seat.
What's the seat?
That's the ass.
You say it.
That's the ass.
This is his threat voice.
When
he says,
get
when I get my ass tailored, I focus on the thankles and the seat, which is yes. What kind of Gargamel Smurf villain are you?
Talking about
God.
hemming pants.
Geoff did an AMA yesterday, and at some point, an AMA, he wanted us to ask him anything, and
That's right.
somebody said, "Who's the best guest on the Headgum podcast?" And he proceeded to list, I'd say maybe 16 to 18 people who were the best guests, and one who was the
Everybody.
worst, Amir.
Yeah,
So of course his intent was, hey, I'm making this to throw like a jab at my buddy Amir, and also like keep this running gag going that Amir is the worst guest on this podcast. But
Exactly.
I think that his second thing, his ulterior motive was, hey, if I tag these 18 people, this can drum up a whole new round of conversations amongst people. And now
Replies.
and now I'm at the top of the pyramid and they're doing all of the work for me. But what happened, folks, was even more impressive. The 18 people tagged in the tweet, no one replied. No one acknowledged
No
the
one liked
barking
it.
dog. And if you don't acknowledge a barking dog, it stops barking after a while. And
Billy,
it was,
I will eat your ass.
No, you won't. It was so great to witness on social media.
We're comfortable giving the worst of ourselves. Like people a little bit further away from us, we wouldn't show them truer sides of ourselves, but then someone gets closer and they get worse parts of us.
I would say that that's not true about the first time I met Geoff. He was just out the gate. We didn't have a relationship. He was just like giving handshakes where he wouldn't grab your hand, he'd grab your arm. You're just a master at making someone feel a little uncomfortable. Just like a little off. No Joke did this 100 episodes ago. We did this exact same premise, but we told everyone, try and keep it brief, 15 seconds,
That's
30
great.
seconds.
That's a
because
good
there's
note.
going to be a lot of responses.
Yes, exactly.
And what we also did was we seeded them out throughout the episode.
Oh,
So you
that's
go back
good.
to your guests,
That's
talk
nice.
a little bit, and then it was like a little AV, a
That's
little
really
multimedia.
good.
And that
That's
was the
really good, actually.
But Geoff said, I want to take that same idea and lump it.
Yeah,
I wanna
it's a
lump
lumpy.
it.
It's a lumpy podcast. A little
We're
bit.
stuck in the lump. Let's face facts, guests.
We're in the
stuck
lump.
in the lump right now.
It's like lumpy mashed potatoes or something.
Those are good.
I mean, you're
Those
still
are
going to
good.
eat it. You're
You're
still going to
still
have
gonna-
it.
you're
You just
forced
wish
to
it was
eat
so
it.
smooth.
And so let's see. Maybe it'll smooth itself out. Geoff.
You're a lump, man.
Save us from the lump.
He's lump.
He's lump.
He's in
lump.
my head.
You are a boiled potato.
You're a boil.
That's funny.
What an
You
off the
suck.
cuff sentence. You suck. You are a boiled potato.
Jeffrey
It's all
James's
Jeffrey James's
fault.
fault.
It's all Jeffrey
Jeffrey
James's
James's
fault. It's all Jeffrey
Jeffrey
James's
James's
fault.
You dudes gave Johnny some shine on that, but we need to give him some more. Johnny is so pro.
Yeah, he's really good.
No, he's
At
really good.
everything he does, it's quality over quantity. My
Yeah.
man
For
brings
me, it's Johnny all
quality.
day.
All
Johnny
day.
all day.
Johnny all day.
I love
Geoff,
Johnny.
no
He puts
way.
a lot of hard work.
That's
I don't
cool.
want to compare because it's not
Yeah.
fun to like just compare people because there is no comparison to.
But
Geoff
let's
and
compare
Johnny,
them
though.
for a second. If
yeah.
Johnny hosted episodes 101 through 200, let's just imagine what those episodes might be and
Polished.
feel like.
They'd be
Polished.
really good.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Audience would
listen
feel
to what he
taken
did with
care
that
of.
trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer was incredible.
Trailer was
Beautiful.
really good.
He put more
I don't
time
like
and
the
effort
words in
into
it,
that. One second. More time and effort into that trailer than you have into 100 episodes.
And
Like
I
Geoff
think he
didn't
has a-
even tie his tie well for this show.
That's true.
You missed it when he spilled.
Yeah.
He spilled a
I
lot.
spilled Shandon.
Johnny has a mature sense of humor too, where it's almost like you can sit back with a glass of wine and just kind of enjoy
Yes,
his
exactly.
natural
And
suave
Jeff is a
tones.
boiled
Exactly.
potato.
He is a big potato.
Yeah.
We're stuck in
He's
the
the
lump.
boil.
We're stuck in the lump.
Stuck in the
He
lump.
is the lump. Yeah.
He's long.
Not mashed
He's
at
lump.
all.
He's matzah. He's matzah in
spud.
summer. That's good. Have we said boiled potato?
Spud
like that
is a
sounds
good
familiar.
nickname.
Yeah.
Spud is a good nickname.
Spud Webb, Spud James.
Spud.
Yeah. 'Cause
Is
you're-
Spud in the office today?
Yeah, that's good. I know it would be like
Where's
is Jeff
Spud?
here.
Review. Hosted by Spud and Riley.
You.
What?
Fuck you.
Keep lumping
Holy
us.
shit.
Oh my god.
Do you want to tell the listeners about the 7 tweets? The 7 tweets?
Andy?
The 7. Yes. Do you want to? You
I don't
have
even
to. It's the end
remember
of
the
episode.
origin of that. We'll do it.
I know the origin of that. Do you want it very briefly?
Yeah.
You texted me that actor Finn, the three of me and that actor Finn.
Yeah.
You thought I was his friend Billy. Does he have a friend named Billy?
Oh, I tried to make a group chat with me, Finn, and Billy Brick.
Yes, and
And
you
I
started this
accidentally added you.
like very complicated bit that obviously I wasn't supposed to be a part of and didn't want to be a part of. And I said, to make up for this, you owe me 7 tweets by my design.
Yeah.
And we created a character named Andy.
With an eye.
With an eye.
With an eye. And you tweeted as Andy for a couple of.
Yeah.
And then he liked it so much, I think he over-delivered. He's like, this is going to be the summer
I
of
saw,
Andy.
I saw an organic Andy
Yeah.
that he just produced, and I was just like, this is no longer a punishment.
I
This is a
tweeted,
game.
this is the return of Andy. And then A-N-D-I. And then someone who didn't follow me named Andy, A-N-D-I, retweeted it.
Yes.
And then I quote tweeted that, no fucking way.
I think my favorite was Andy's tweets are dishwasher safe.
You came up with that one.
Yeah, of course.
Andy.
And there it was on the timeline.
And
so
they
yeah,
all
he tweets
did
fire.
not that bad.
No,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
trying to get
And
you
it
in
was
trouble.
so... It wasn't anything.
Cartier or Arbor Day?
So this is one of the games
Yeah.
that you said we're not going to play on this episode.
Yeah.
Mariah versus Drew.
Right. You sort of gave us false hope that there would
This person hosts The Price is Right. Wrong, Mariah.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
2 points. $800.
So it's Cartier or what?
Arbor
Cardi
Day.
B. Why not Cartier or Cardi B?
That's really good.
No, shit, really?
I think there's like also a delay problem. And I feel like if I were just like in the same room, it'd be like slightly faster.
No, Marika, here's
Harking
the,
back.
Jeff is just being Jeff. You've done nothing wrong
Yeah.
here
I agree.
whatsoever.
I'm
You're
aware.
Yeah, I know you're aware, but I just want you to hear it from someone else because we're
Thank you, I
trying to make
appreciate
sense of what's happening, and you're fine. You're perfect, just the way you are.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Agreed.
You said her nose is so high up in the air. You used words like snooty, holier
Yeah.
than thou.
Hoity-toity.
I have-
Yeah.
I don't know if he said hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity.
No, I was adding.
Oh, now you're adding.
Tripling down.
Okay, so the Family Rude thing of not knowing what was on the survey, that was on me.
Yeah.
And that's something I learned of, like, I need to have cards or something to know what the categories are so I can say survey says and then know.
Yeah.
The final round of Family Rude was messed up because I came to the venue for tech completely prepared. My entire laptop was set up. All I needed to do was plug in the HDMI to the venue's setup. And then we did it and it kept connecting for like 2 minutes and then it would cut out as soon as we had it all set up. So we tried that like 4 times with different dongles and it just wasn't working. So we brought Marika's burner laptop and because that had the HDMI input direct and that
I
worked. So I had to airdrop everything to her and I forgot to airdrop the list of Family Rude questions.
Faris, you can edit all of that out.
Yeah. This is
We're
It's
at
a waste
party.
of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of joy and wisdom. It's a waste of Paste.
A waste of what?
Paste.
Because I'm
Sometimes
talking
he says
social
wisdom.
glue.
Sometimes he just says wisdom.
Social
why does,
glue.
yeah, why does he just say
Social glue,
wisdom
social
sometimes?
adhesive.
The word wisdom, or
Yes,
like
the word. No, the word wisdom. Not
that
saying,
ties
not
us all together,
offering
the
Yeah,
wisdom.
not
between the
nothing is
physical and
smart.
When he just starts
Saying
talking,
it.
he
Whether
just
people
disappears,
are
he just
operating
you'll
or
hear
on
a
higher vibrations
wisdom
than others,
just kind of
or
like
not, is
sprout
usually
from
He's
the
obsessed
soil.
about the idea
It's a
of
waste
being
of
intelligent.
ends up
and-
presenting
yeah.
itself
Wisdom.
in small talk or genuine connection.
It doesn't mean anything.
So you can follow Billy Scafuri. That's my name on Instagram and Twitter. And I think that's all for now. And also check out Buckets. I'm going to say it one more time because just another stupid sound effect came flying in.
Interrupted them.
Yeah, and now I assume another one will. So I have to be calculated when I say the next sentence I say. Also listen to Buckets and No Joke on Headgum. Shit, I stumbled because of fucking Geoff just lurking. Just lurking.
I don't usually like to play your games. I've done this podcast a lot, and the more I've done them, the less I've enjoyed them. But
Really?
I think so. Even in the YouTube comments of previous Headgum podcasts that I've been on, people have almost tired of me being tired of you. So I was almost surprised to be invited back, but here we are. And I decided change your tone, change your tune, play the game. So I went in with an open mind and I tried to use the ingredients in front of me and I tried to show them respect and hopefully them together would produce a tasty meal.
And how do you feel now that you won?
I feel really great. And I want to apologize for being so salty to you all those other episodes because now I realize that if you just play the game and play along, it's a pretty positive experience. So I feel great. I'm excited to leave this studio a winner. And one more time, Casey, great speaking voice.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Kind of worked out timing-wise.
You know, Adam Lustig and I made a song sampling this song.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it available? Can we listen to it?
Oh, we can listen to it.
What do I look up?
Snakes the Jam.
It's a great song.
Snakes the Jam?
I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube. It'll be on Bandcamp. I believe it's on an album called The Network Takeover, in which we remixed television theme songs.
Wow, that's a smart idea.
And then rapped over them.
1, 2, 3. This is the jam.
Nice.
This is the jam.
It's a summer pop song.
Yeah.
No?
I feel like this is, yeah, it's, oh, I've heard this.
This is good.
I've heard this
Who's
on No
singing?
Joke.
Wow. Who's singing?
Our friend Chloe.
That's Dua Lipa.
The type of jam to put a smile on your face.
Dude.
You take the prices right, add a little drum and bass. When we replace the showcase, showdown with Mikey's know-how. We got the same feeling like hearing. Come on now! Every single summer needs a single summer anthem. A jam to be slammed from Hampton's dance clubs. I was crazy in love with Hey Ya. Now I am crazy in love with Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
There's also Adam Lustig.
Yeah.
As you know.
Is there another male in here?
Say again?
Is there another dude? Is there another dude?
Yeah, Clayton.
Wow.
Clayton.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Headgum Podcast.
Billy's gonna kill you. Look at that fucking. You got the Billy's gonna kill you face.
I know where Billy lives. He doesn't know where I live.
So come to my house and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
End it right there. So thank you guys so much. We will see you next week, or we won't. It'll be interesting. Like America, this is a great experiment. Sax!